Alright everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. Happy Monday. It is, I believe it's BC today, so it's a stat holiday, so hence we're going for a ride on Monday, but yeah, we're back again in Shawnigan, as per usual I suppose, but yeah, we're just gonna see kind of what we got in store today. I don't think we have any real set plans, we're just going out to have some fun, see what we can get up to. My brother's not here again today, so yeah, it'll just be the two of us again, but it should still be fun either way. Whoa. Now I've adjusted the camera angle again a little bit. I noticed it was pointing a little bit too low, so it should be hopefully a little better. Not that it was bad, but you can see a little bit more of what's going on ahead now. There's a fender liner there, and a headlight, and a beer can. Oh, surprise! Surprise, surprise. Holy shit. Well, it certainly isn't getting any less overgrown. Not at all. Alright, let's see what we got. Wow, I almost messed that up pretty good. I definitely left a good trail of dust behind. Not quite feeling up for the way today. Oh man. Oh shit. Actually remembered to take this line this time. I'll just give him a bit of space so I don't run into him. Whoa! Or fucking do that, Jesus. That was stupid. That little bit of a breeze is so nice. This way. Definitely feeling a little off today, but I'll still do my best. Alright, looks like we're going down and across the other side of the lake here. Man, am I fucking tired today. So this is just my dad's second ride on his bike with the race tech, but so far he's pretty much said all the same things I have. It just feels a lot better all around, and it handles just a lot better. It soaks up all the bumps. It's more predictable. It's easier to pop the front end up. You don't really need to add a bit of throttle. You can just compress it and it comes right up. So making obstacles and going over obstacles and bumps and little log hops and stuff, it's all just a lot easier. The bike's just a lot easier to ride and more predictable. Like somebody commented, but yeah, getting the bike sprung from tuned for your weight is the best thing you can do for your bike, besides having a good set of tires. That's just so important. So one part of this trail I do not like. Alright, I'm just gonna ride the bike with race tech a little bit on this trail and get a better idea, because a lot of what I rode was just downhill, which wasn't ideal. It's a little harder to get a good feel for what something's like when you're not actually testing it to its proper limits, right? So We'll see. It's so much different being on this bike. Wow, it's so much fucking different. Wow. It's not even just the suspension, the whole ergonomics are different on this thing. The throttle response, the clutch play, the way it handles in between your legs, the whole thing is completely different. Whoa. That definitely takes some adjusting to get used to. I'm sure that thing does for him too. It's a lot harder to ride, honestly. This thing is a couch. Yeah, this thing just tanks those little bumps. The impact on your wrists is so much less. Oh! That was not smooth. I don't know, I keep saying that, but I was at a festival on Saturday night, and yeah, I was up until like 5:30 in the morning, so I didn't sleep the greatest yesterday, or really even last night for that matter. So yeah, I'm still doing my best. Just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. What a machine. What a fucking machine. Alright, back on my bike again. I just rode it really quickly there. Like, I get it, he wants to enjoy it as much as he can. It is his bike, so that is totally fine. He's just kind of giving me a taste of what I could have, but it's nice to know that spending all that money and time actually did make a noticeable difference. Not that I didn't think it would, but it's crazy how much it actually does. Like, if you don't understand, then it's hard to quantify. But once you've ridden it and you've realized, it's hard to want to go back. Let's give him a moment here. The suspension on that thing is great, but this bike ergonomically is set up for me a little better, so I definitely prefer this over the older YZ, but nonetheless, that is still a great bike. My dad's kind of slowly over since his ownership turned that thing into a weapon, personalized for himself. So but that's kind of what you do with a bike anyway, right? I don't really know anyone who buys a bike and only leaves it stock ever and never does anything, right? Not everyone does the big expensive purchases, but if you have the cash to spare, then it's definitely worthwhile doing, because you'll see improvements all in your riding and just have a more enjoyable time altogether, I think. Oh my fucking god, that didn't sound good. That is why I have protection on this thing though, man. Hitting rocks like that. Last thing I need to do is put my case or my stator cover or my clutch cover or something like that, because that's the fucking ride over right there. And then some damages, right? So plus I actually quite like how this bike looks with all this Citribis protection on it, especially the black swing arm guards. Makes the bike look a lot sleeker in my opinion. Let's try and hit this section well. Now I've been told my suspension doesn't feel good because I'm just not going fast enough, but when you go super fast on this bike stock suspension the way it is, it doesn't feel any better to me. I don't know, maybe I'm just a shitty rider, but the faster you go it doesn't mellow out, it just gets more sketchy and more unpredictable. So I don't think that is a solution I'm looking for. I think it's just an issue of valving and the bike not being sprung for my weight correctly. Going faster only makes it worse. Flower, anybody? No hard end dab though. I don't know if you guys can still see my feet with this angle being adjusted, but yeah, I did not dab that. I don't know, depending, I might go back to the other angle, but I do have that scratch on this lens, English, from the last video. You can kind of see I bonked my head on my my bark blasters, and maybe I'll put a picture in post-production of what the lens looks like now, because it took a good chunk of the anti-glare off. Thankfully it doesn't look bad on video, but if I swap to that wider aspect ratio again, that's probably going to have a big old smudge in it, so we'll see. I do plan on getting a new lens, but it's like fucking $200, so yeah, it's not cheap, but shit happens. Whoa, I'm getting a collection of forest here amidst all my talking.